Hey, what is up, guys? So I'm back. Sorry I missed last week's edition of Raw. Well, I didn't miss it. I watched it, but so much stuff came out regarding video games, movies, and all that. I just kind of fell behind, and I forgot to do it, honestly. I'm not going to lie. But I'm back this week, and, I'm going to try to do my best to review the show and give my honest opinion. Now, I'm going to do this differently. I'm not going to run it down match by match and what happened. I didn't write it down. What I want to start doing is giving just my off-the-cuff review about 12 hours after the show is over, just to see what stuck out, what I actually remember off the top of my head. Because if I don't remember it, chances are it was kind of lame and just fell behind and was useless. So it might be out of order here. I might talk about, a middle of the show and then the beginning of the show as it comes back to me. But this is how I want to do it. If you guys don't like it, if you want me to go match by match again, just let me know in the comments below and I can fix it in next week's review. So, alright, with that out of the way, let's just get into it. So the show opened up and we got Seth Rollins. What the thing was for tonight, they were going to make him wrestle multiple matches. Now, I remember, even with some of my favorite champions like Triple H, they've done multiple matches in a night. And I remember there was a time long ago where Triple H had to wrestle like 3, 4, maybe matches on SmackDown. And I really like that. It makes your champion look really good when he's willing to do it. And I thought that was great. They cut a promo. Now, here was my problem with this promo they were cutting out. Seth Rollins was out there. He was giving great speeches throughout the night, doing his thing. And they had pre-recorded vignettes with Sting. Now, obviously, these were pre-recorded. He wasn't there, and it was him with the statue kind of, acting all mysterious and weird. And that just... I hate it when they do this. They're leading up to what's supposedly a big match. And it obviously is. Sting is going to face for the WWE title. Whoever thought this would happen, right? And this is what happens. It's pre-recorded because, they probably did it like last week. Obviously, if it would have been there, something more would have happened. And this kind of goes on, like I said, I'm going to jump around to the main event, which saw a huge tag team match of Seth Rollins teaming up with New Day. Now, I freaking love New Day. These guys, everything they're doing is so good. Even though they're heels, you love them. And which kind of ties into Edge and Christian being here tonight, because they appeared on the show in a backstage segment with them and with the Dudleys, and it felt so good because I love Edge and Christian. They're my favorite tag team partners of all time. Edge is my favorite non-Kurt Angle, so I guess guy that still works there. And Christian is one of my favorites of all time. So I loved seeing them. So in the main event, when everything got going with Seth Rollins and New Day, I really loved what they were doing. I thought the match was pretty decent. Obviously, it's a tag match because this is Raw. It's Tag Team Central. Everything's got to be a team to shove everybody in here. It was handled very well, but as the match ended, we had Seth Rollins and we see Sting in the back. And I'm like, okay, it's pre-recorded. Everybody knows it's pre-recorded. So I expected, he pushes the statue in, the foam statue into the, garbage truck, and it crushes it, and Seth Rollins is freaking out. Then I expected the lights to go out, turn on, Sting behind him with a bat, and beat him. It didn't get that. And maybe I was the only one that, maybe I falsely, thought something like that was going to happen. But that's what it seems like they were building up to with these things, and unfortunately didn't happen, which just kind of cheapened the whole effect for me. And then let me talk about earlier in the night where we had to see Seth Rollins face Ryback, which was one out of the 2 matches he had to do. This match was so pointless and terrible. Not terrible as in it was a terrible match, it was terrible as in you just made your world champion and your United States champion literally lose to a guy that I don't know how many people even like. I know no one here at CBC likes or Scoop Slam, so I don't know why you would do this. The world champion should be the guy that you put on the pedestal and you go, look, this guy's beat everybody. To beat this guy, you have to be the best, because when you beat him, you're better than everybody he has beat. In turn, Ryback beating Seth Rollins makes Seth Rollins look weaker than everybody he's beat now. And it wasn't even a title match, which gives Ryback this huge push that he can beat anybody now. It was just awful. My wife and I were just sitting there going, what the hell just happened? We were both really confused. This match just seemed awfully booked. I don't even know. Like I said, it was a decent match, but that's about it. There was also a match, The Ascension versus Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns. this is about as quick as a match can really go. It was just kind of out there. Ascension got really crushed really quickly. Got a tease that, who's going to be the mysterious partner versus the Wyatts. So I guess it did that setup. They're really kind of dragging their feet along with this one. So, And then throughout the show, I remember this. We had a bunch of Days of Our Lives bullcrap with goddamn Rusev, Summer Rae, and Lana, and what are they thinking? What the fuck are they thinking? This was just god awful. Watching this was the most cringeworthy thing I've seen on this show. And this is cringeworthy in comparison to the terrible women's booking they're doing for the women's title. I'm glad someone's finally come out and go, hey, why is she celebrating being the women's champion when she never defends the fucking thing? Please? Anybody? Anybody want to talk about this? So next week we're going to have finally Charlotte's going to challenge her. And they're probably going to do that stupid shit where it's like the clock is going to be up there and 3 seconds into it she's going to be like celebrating. Yeah, I beat the all-time record. And fuck. If you haven't gathered right now, this show was just frustrating to death. But don't worry, we had Randy Orton versus Sheamus for the 300th fucking time since like 2009. Yay! I swear to God, the crowd was dead during this. I mean, we literally get this like every other week. And don't get me wrong, the two dudes, they can work with each other. They put on a good show. They know what they're doing. But that's the problem. They know what they're doing so well that nothing changes. You know you're going to get the 3-minute headlock from Randy Orton. You know you're going to get the top rope suplex. You know you're going to get the missed kick. And then, a failed RKO out of nowhere. You know you're going to get the vintage spot. You're going to get Michael Cole screaming vintage until his fucking asshole blows up. A good match. But once again, the crowd seemed mostly dead. And they were dead because we've seen this before. We also had the Dudley Boys versus the Los Jobberdoors. This is as squash as you get. It looks like they're going to be splitting up the Matadors. I don't even have really anything to say about this. What have they really done lately? They've literally just been jobbing to teams left and right. They're kind of there. They don't really have much, so that's fine, I guess. Maybe. If someone feels different, let me know. So, overall, that's my feelings for the show. There was some women's matches that really didn't stand out much at all to me, which I won't talk about, unfortunately. So, yeah, it was a Raw. This is that one of those Raws of the year where you watch it and you're just like, why am I even bothering? Like, it was bad. It baffles you. It was bad. It wasn't a good show. It wasn't structured good. They just had a bunch of flaws in it. Did I find entertainment in it? Yeah, I did, but it wasn't the type of entertainment I want going into a pay-per-view, which should be big. Night of Champions should be a big deal. And they kind of seem to be just twirling their thumbs, dragging their feet, leading to it, and that's not what you want to do. So, overall, I would give this show a very middle-of-the-road 5 out of 10.